To everybody here on the live, thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Lover Show, baby. Let's go. Every single day, we don't stop. You know, I'm sick and tired of you lately. You know what? I just can't take it anymore. Every single time. I'm not doing this right now. It's the show. The show's about to start. I'm not doing this. Oh, you call me that? You call me that? Well, I'll call you a whale then. Yeah, because you can't stop. That's right. You just can't stop. Oh, you know what? And you'll probably... Dude, the mic is on. Oh, my God. Everybody's going to hear this. Everybody's going to hear this. You dang whale. Arguing with my whale again. Get out of here. The whales, man. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on it. Appreciate each and every... I got you. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on it. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Critical times for Bitcoin. Seems like it could be on a slow bleed here. What's happening to BTC? We're going to break it down for you. Hopefully I don't lose my mic in a second here. It's a bit of a sketchy connection. Shout out to all my beautiful people on the live. Let's jump on into BTC and see what's happening to Bitcoin. All right? On this beautiful, beautiful day. Shout out to my lovers of life and all the beautiful lifers that are kicking it with the Crypto Lifer. Thank you for being here with Sam Price. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. It was in a head and shoulder pattern. Said it was going to dump to the downside. Shoulder, head, shoulder. What happened? It dumped to the downside. Exactly. I was looking. I got into a long right here with the stop literally right there. I said, if it loses, I'm out. You see what I'm saying? But if it got the bounce, I just had this vision. Could you, would you, could you, should you? You know what I mean? And already getting a bit of a funny bounce here back to the upside too, which could create a bit of movement back to the upside. It is the day after Fed Day, usually is the driest day. People speculate so hard. There's just all this buildup, and it just drains all the liquidity and the volume and the energy too. And you see Jerome Powell stole the energy out of the room yesterday. What was going on there? It was dead. That was insane. Something about that conference. I guess it's just the summer. Nobody cares. Everybody's going back to everyone wants to go back to their summer house and party. Everyone's like, we got 3 months to relax, and then real world starts again, and then the fall begins, the winter, and it gets hard, and it's time to grind, except for in Florida, where you just keep living life. I lived my first year in Florida without a winter. Absolutely beautiful, unbelievable times. I mean, you're just absolutely wonderful. But yeah, Bitcoin doing DiMaggio. All right, can it get this bounce? It's stuck. It's sticking on a higher low in the 4-hour time frame. See, despite the bearishness, it's kind of got this shoulder, head, right shoulder here for Bitcoin. I'm still scheming on a nasty reversal here on these shorts to the possible upside. We're going to break it down, but it is a symmetrical. It could easily take a nasty dump. Mainly they do dump. So, and look at this shoulder, kind of head, shoulder. It almost looks like a shoulder. Kind of looks like a complex head and shoulder that wants to take us down. So I'm going to show you all the possible scenarios. We're going to break down how to find out what's likely going to happen from the smaller time frames. See, I don't predict price action. I show you what's likely going to happen, and then I teach you how to find out where it's going to go from there. I show you how to navigate the waters, not how to find out where they're going. But look, that looks like a right shoulder to me, right? I mean, that looks shoulder, head, shoulder. Am I wrong here? Like, that just looks bearish. That's nasty. And we're talking back to 100K again for Bitcoin, which would bring out those bears. And they'd start to say it's the beginning of the bear market. Woulda, shoulda, coulda sold. You know what I'm saying? What now? And so, this is just, that looks bearish to me. That's a measured move to 98,000. Definitely here to the measured move of 1014. And we're kind of we'll show you what happened yesterday too and everything else. It looks like we may be even rolling over on the stochastics RSI. Let me double click that. Still pointing up. All right, I thought it was more, but it's got a little curve. And it looked like it was curving down from far away. I always zoom in just to take a look. Double click any indicator to see the whole thing. That looks bearish. I got to be honest right off the bat. I'm just giving you what my subconscious mind sees. I could be wrong. Looks like there may be a nice short in order here for BTC. That's a complex head and shoulder. It is what it is. Like, I'm not even gonna. I can't sugarcoat it, candy coat it, and put it any other way. I sees what I sees. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Let me get that chat up and running. See what's happening in the chat. It's a beautiful Thursday, 6/19. These dog days of summer, baby. What a beautiful day it is to be alive. We'll also take a look at that NASDAQ for you and see what's happening on the NASDAQ. Break that down. S&P Gold, 97,800 subscribers. My goodness, thank you so much for all the beautiful people that have subscribed to the channel. We appreciate it. We love you. We thank you so much for all the support and the constant viewership. And we're going to kind of give you that sauce every single day. The moving averages, the Fibonacci's, the support of resistance, and all that beautiful, beautiful sauce that you absolutely love. Shout out to the lifers. They're trying to mow us down. They're making it hard to make a gain here, right? They're making the world a dark and dreary place. I don't listen to it. I see beautiful hope. I see love. I see perseverance. I see a world where somehow, some way we avoid this war. That doesn't, there actually isn't even a war right now. Somehow something happens where this just turns into a slight controversy and we get back to business. Iran wants to sell. Everyone's in the business. AI movement. Israel wants to sell. A war does nothing for neither country. Let's get our heads together. Let's talk about this and make sense of it. It doesn't make any sense. Let's project peace and positivity every step of the way, all the time, and not be a part of even talking about the controversy. Let's not add to vibrations that lower the frequency of the earth. Let's raise the frequency. Let's raise the vibration. Can I get a hello? Hey, for the cat down the road. Shout out to my man, Ralph. God bless everybody here on the live. Who knows my man, Ralph? Smart over here. Shout out to all my beautiful people. Thank you for jumping on in. Shout out to Face. Shout out to all my people in crypto. So, yeah. I mean, we have a bit of a bearish div on the weekly. If a bear market began, this is how it would start. You'd be away from the 21 and the 200 moving average. You get in when you're tight. You sell when you're far. This is interesting, right? What if we take a move down? It could happen. It does look a lot like this, where we had a bounce off the 618 to this high. You see what I'm saying? So it could happen. Something crazy happened this morning. I got to talk about it in a little while. Not that crazy, but pretty weird. But we'll see. I don't know what it means. Probably means nothing. But it just, I know what it means. It means bad craftsmanship. That's what it means. We got the jacuzzi up and running in the new place, everybody. I know nobody cares, but just in case you did, we got it up and running. It's been a folly. It's taken a long time. Things take forever, man, really, to get things settled. It's insane. So Bitcoin, remember, 104,463 is the weekly support or resistance. We close below that. I will bow out as kind of a bear. We've been saying, I've been more bullish. Oh, we're above it. We close a weekly candle below this, and, interesting. So there is a chance we take a nasty dump. That's bearish div of the weekly. You're overbought on the stochastics RSI. And where would you go here? I mean, you would look for a 618. I'd say I look for a 618 here again. I guess somewhere back to $72,000 BTC. Could that be the beginning of a bear market? I don't know. I'm open-minded that anything is possible, so I don't want to tell people we're going into a bear market, and I don't want to be bearish. I'm just so open-minded that I cover what most people don't want to cover. I talk about what nobody on the entire planet of crypto Twitter wants to discuss. And it's hard for me to even utter these words. It shudders my mind. It's like, woof. But these are the facts here, folks. All right. So there you go. Nothing but bullish news constantly, yet price hasn't moved for 6 months. Getting ridiculous. Yeah, it should be back inside your TA. Price went up. Thank you for saying that. We'll take a look in a second. God bless you for adding that. Wow, 104.5, a little bit of a bounce. Nothing crazy, actually more bloody. So we've had a bearish div a lot lately. Yeah, so that is bearish divergence. Some say, oh no, but this was the bearish div here. It played out already. I don't know. I'd say no way. No, not on the weekly. Sad to say. All right. So the weekly has some bearish div. Every time I've seen that, we've had a nasty dump. I've never seen the weekly. Only once have I ever seen weekly bearish divergence, and it was when we had a top. So I've only seen this one other time in my life, and we had a top. You see how every other time this moved down, well, that moved down. We didn't really have. This was a slight bearish div. I'll give it to it. It was a strong move up. This moved up. They cross each other. See, if this keeps moving, they will divide each other. That keeps going this way. That goes that way. They'll divide each other here. Divergence means the angles will divide. That's all it means. Nothing else, nothing more. All right? Don't get too crazy on that. And again, if we go down, there'll be a bunch of money, you know, a bunch of ways to short the market. There'll be some good gains here. But man, right? They have a bunch of people stuck up at the top, too, for a long time. So, wow. You know, do you panic sell your altcoins right now? I'll be honest. There's a couple scenarios here that I'm going to discuss. And again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. All right? You panic sell your altcoins, stack cash, begin to short, make gains all the way down, call it a day. You know what I'm saying? These are possibilities. We have to be open-minded right now. We can't be stuck with the herd. Look, there's a bearish div on the 5-day chart. Right? On top of the bearish div here, there's also bearish div here. Swinging up while that swings down. That's pretty bearish. That's a bit of a double top. 5-day looks like it wants to come on down back to $99,000 at least. Overbought on the stochastics. Bearish div there too as well. So you got double bearish div on the bigger time frames. 3-day chart was saying, hey, can we get the bounce though? Even then, it could end up being a symmetrical triangle, which could end up dumping. There's still hope that there's a huge pump, but everyone's so overly bullish. This is going to happen. This is, I just look at the charts, you know, so there's a chance we bounce. I have to be honest. It's sad. And what do? Like, do you get emotional and crazy and sell it all, only to watch it get tight here and bounce and go up huge and say you were the part of the biggest rat? Oh my God. You know, do you hold because you believe it's going to pump, but the whole thing dumps in your face, but you knew there was bearish div the whole time? You know what I'm saying? So what's the solution to this situation? Like, what do you do? Right? And this is where basically everybody is here in crypto Twitter and in the world. Like, this is it. It comes down to this exact moment right here and who you are and what you're going to do. Some people will hold. It could, you know, there's really two. Let's say there's quantum theory. There's two scenarios. Some people hold and it goes up and they get massive gains. Some people sell and they kick themselves, or they start buying here, here, and here, and then when it dumps, they take a beat down too. So they sell here, buy late. It's all emotions and then dump, right? They end up losing money. Some people sell it all right now. Let's say, hey, if we break above this area and retest, I'll get back in. If not, I'm covered and I can short. That's probably the best. That's the guy with the least risk tolerance, with the lowest risk tolerance, the guy that doesn't like a lot of risk. That's the smartest move, right? And you know you're going to miss the move from 104 back up to like 109, 110, 112 maybe. But you need that retest to the previous high or you're not touching it. You see what I'm saying? Or you know, so that's to me, if someone said they did that in 10 years from now, I said, you know what, there's nothing wrong with that. Might be one of the smartest moves in the game. Just to take some money off the table and make it happen. Give that, you know, oversold, give the bounce. Now, the 3-day chart's pretty beat down, but it still has some room in the stochastics on the RSI. It's really up to this daily and the 3-day chart. There's a drastic bounce needs to happen here. It's insanity what's going on. So here we are again, and they've been toying with this area now for 9 days, really, since the first 3-day candle touched it on the wick. And we're watching this falling wedge. As I've said before, even if we're bearish and we in the overall thesis we go down, it does make sense that this would bounce to the upside. You know, so I'm still looking for this bounce. Like, you know, again, if it loses this trend line and we do the bearish retest, then oh well. So to me, the 3-day chart is the chart to watch. Every once in a while, I pick a chart that I feel has more value than the others just because there's something about the way it tells you what's happening. It has a more definitive line. I like the 3-day chart right now. Like, it loses this level. We get a candle down in here. I am so bearish that we're We got to be testing 101.4, and then I don't see how we can't come back to 98,005, 98.8 there to 98.5. So, yeah, who's long right now? Yeah, you think hype will keep dumping, holding short from 41? Yeah, I mean the whole market. The altcoins don't look good at all to me personally. Yeah. No pantalones. We check the liquidity chart. Yeah. Still a bunch of shorts at 110,000. Like, that's still where all the liquidity lies. Like they keep saying, if they're going to go somewhere, they're going to, and they did this at 108. They hung us low at 102, 103, 100, and then blasted to 108,000. And it said we were going 108. BOOKMAP still says that there's more liquidity to the downside than to the upside. But we got a nice load here too. Look, we got a bunch here at 102,000, 101.6. We've got, a ball of liquidity right there. You see that? A lot. But that big boy up here, so the shorts at 110.3 are kind of what we're looking for. That's Bitcoin holding 104,005. That's the weekly support of resistance that really we're going to have to close on Sunday night. So a very sketchy day to be trading. After Fed day with low volume, I would go for a hike, a kayak ride, if I, you know what I'm saying? A mountain bike, whatever, wherever you are, I would be getting out of the house, getting away from the charts. We had an amazing Monday last week. Absolutely beautiful, really paid for the entire week and more. So we don't want to give our gains back, and that's really what it's about. It's about nailing, especially in the summer. So look, I mean, the 12 and the 22 both say there's going to be a bounce. They both have bullish div on the indicator, screaming there's going to be a move here. Look at that bullish divergence right there on the R, But again, that means nothing, and I still see shoulder, head, right shoulder. So I'll be honest, a lot of bearish div in this head and shoulder pattern. But then I see all that liquidity up there, so either they're correct too, that big group of people that are shorting from 110.3, they're going to be in the money. I mean, right now the odds are 98,005 on 98,500. So the odds are 98,500 on a complex head and shoulder to the downside with the measured move. Yeah, that's it. I mean, that's what we're seeing here to $98,762. Okay. So I'm calling, I got to say, I wouldn't long the market. I wouldn't take a long. I see no reason to long unless we get back above the POC. Really, 105.5. I see no reason to long because it just doesn't make sense to me. The 4 hours below the 200 moving average, the 1 hours below the 200 moving average. That's a bearish sign for me, telling you that you have a local bearish trend already beginning to form. There was chances we could break this because the 15-minute got above it, and it was just showing signs we were going to make some massive gains. We sold 108.8, if you remember, Monday, right? That was Monday. We had a beautiful move. It did a head and shoulder there, and that was it. It has never recovered. We've been in a downtrend ever since the sell on Monday. Period. And Bitcoin made a head and shoulder today and continued to dump. So I see a complex head and shoulder to 98,000, and I see some downward movement here for Bitcoin on the slow-moving summers. The chance was the 1 minute could get back above the 200 moving average. It just got horribly rejected by it and made a bear flag. So that was a no-no. You see? And every time we've been trying to get, we've attempted to get above it, besides this bigger move there. But on Wednesday, we've had no real success. Nasty dump right now for Bitcoin. As we speak, back to 104,350. So I got to remain bearish. I don't see any bullish movement here. 105,000. You get back above 105.5. Look, you have resistance here. You can see it right there where we just, that hit right there, 105.507. Right there, like the POC, you got to get back above 105.5. Wow, we made the head and shoulder there, the rejection at the top, shoulder, head, right shoulder. It was all there for you. And then they did the double bottom, which right now, a double bottom usually doesn't fall off like that. It's a double bottom. We're supposed to continue on up for the measured move. We kind of went sideways here. So either they're trying to make it so bearish and rip the price back to the upside because they don't want anyone figuring out where we're going. And so they're making it hard. They're making it hard. They're making it hard. I buy more. And you'd say, how do you buy more if it looks like it's going to go down to 90,000, 70,000 and turn into a bear market? I just know that I got to buy more because then I look at the big picture that Bitcoin will be 500 grand, 6-7 years from now. And any price between 60 and I'd say 110 grand is a steal. See, I just zoom out. And I'll be here 5, 6, 7 years from now, suited up, talking about how we bought Bitcoin on the low. All right? Yeah. So really, you could see in the next few days, it's a bit crucial that Bitcoin does not lose this double bottom at 103.6, and it looks like it very well may even today. So I hate to be the bearer of bears news. I love when I'm bullish and I can see that we're going up and it says we're ripping and everything's awesome, but I just can't I can't subscribe to being a cheerleader, and I'm not a perma bear. And I'm not a perma bull. I'm just someone that likes to make money off the trade. Like today was a beautiful short out the head and shoulder. Then they ripped it back up for whatever. It's just strange price action, man. 1, 2, 3. They don't let anybody win recently. They just kind of like, it's like greedy gouging constantly. Anyway, so you heard it here first. It looks like a complex head and shoulder to me. Shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder. It's just crazy. Shoulder, head, shoulder there. Shoulder, shoulder, shoulder there. Shoulder, head, shoulder. Like look how many head and shoulders do you want? Shoulder, head, shoulder. It's like, wow. It's like they're like, hello, bears. We're bearish. So I'm a bear, man, right now because that's what the market's telling me. An entry here with a stop loss on the other side of 105.5 is a smart idea. It seems to be a conclusive area that we can't get back above. And it says we may continue to dump. And watch your altcoins because they're going to take a beat down too. And they all look pretty nasty, I'll be honest. They don't look too good. I'd be DCing only into Bitcoin, really nothing else right now at the present moment in time. Coinbase stock booming to the upside amidst all this. Oh, no, sorry. This is coin, right? Yeah, Coinbase stock booming to the upside amid all this craziness. They're just ripping. Showing signs of life, like absolute huge pump there. Be looking for that 1 hour to get back to the 21-day moving average, make a flag. There could be some price action here. Let's take a look at PAXG. Yeah, I'm looking for gold to get a bounce off this trend line. 1, 2, 3, 4 times the charm, baby, and head back to the top. That's what I'm looking for gold. Gold, baby, gold. See how I see it here? I see gold making a nice little bounce. And again, we got fear, we got controversy, we got a lot of stuff going on right now. We technically have a black swan event at our hands, which is insane. And, show me the charts and I'll show you the news. The charts could tell you when there's a black swan event coming. And they can kind of gear you up and show you what's happening. All right? AERO pulling back or continuing to rip up. Exactly. I will never hold alts long term again. Buying them at the bottom. Yeah. No, I buy them in the alts I have are still above where I bought them at, which is insane. You know what I'm saying? Could you compare Bitcoin to gold in the chart? You could do that. I forget how to do that. I gotta like, you hit like this button and put plus on another instrument. I'll do that, I think, tomorrow when I'm ready to kind of have it all done nice and clean. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, I don't know if I have that ready to go. Shout out to my beautiful people on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. 1,500 people, man. 1,500 beautiful people here. We love you. Thank you so much for jumping on into the live. So Bitcoin. I mean, gold looks nice. Gold looks like it could be a beautiful trade. So we don't have to trade Bitcoin. If Bitcoin decides it's going to act up, we could trade gold. We could trade oil. We could trade the NASDAQ. We could trade whatever suits us. Right? We don't have to trade Bitcoin. You know, that's what I'm all about, just making gains. I'm a trader. We can short Bitcoin, long gold. We could do whatever makes us happy here. But yeah, I'm looking for gold to bounce. Falling wedge back to the top of the channel there. And this is the gold trade that it's in play right now for me personally. Underwater on my gold long. Looking to add to the position. What would be a good entry to add? Thanks, Sam. Been killing it. I mean, I like gold right here. But again, you do whatever makes you happy. I'm never going to tell you where to add. I really can't. I'm not a financial advisor. You got to figure that out on your own, my friend. God bless you, though. I am looking at the charts, and I like previous support as resistance. At the same time, in Black Swan events, something, even gold, everything can tank. It's so weird. You'd be surprised almost everything can tank. Yeah, someone keeps saying Bitcoin Cash keeps kind of getting up there. Keeps hanging out, right? What the heck is going on here? Bitcoin Cash is pumping out of nowhere, right? Adam and Eve double bottom. Look at that. Adam and Eve double. It's got inverted head and shoulder patterns as opposed to Bitcoin's. Bitcoin getting a little bit of a bounce here off this bottom trend line. Come on. If Bitcoin can defy this head and shoulder, then we're going to be in the clear. You see what I'm saying? And everything could change. I usually buy the fear. Whenever I feel this fear, I buy more Bitcoin. But I bought this exact area, remember, just 2-3 days ago. We were up a bunch. Came all the way back down again. I've been buying the fear. I've been pushing myself. I've been doing everything I have to do in the face of danger. And I'll be honest, like, for the altcoins sometimes, you know, all the other times in my life, when I did what I did, it played out so well. This has been brutal. So, and everybody knows that anyone involved in crypto knows this has been an irregular market compared. Basically, everyone thought they knew. I knew nothing. I knew nothing but the fact about ignorance. You know, Bitcoin Cash says it's going to rip up in the next, like, that's a double bottom on the weekly. Looks very bullish on the weekly. Very interesting. And it's on a major tear. I don't know what's happening, but it seems like it's getting adopted. The real Bitcoin. That's crazy, right? Something's brewing here. It definitely needs some attention. Bitcoin Cash out of control, ripping out of a bull flag, while Bitcoin's struggling. This has more of a measured move to the upside. Says we get to probably 561. So that would make me look at the smaller time frames and just see. I would look for the 15-minute ripping. I'd look for the 15-minute to flag out. Look at Bitcoin Cash the last 2 hours booming to the upside above the 200 moving average, and it's gone. Right? The risky move is to get right in when we cross. The less risky move is to get in when we make the flag to the 21 above the 200. We don't know what's going to happen, but that thing could create more saucy sauce to the upside for sure. Bitcoin Cash looking very, very interesting. Wow. It's pretty cool, right? Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Kashish. Man, I don't understand that. I'm dumbfounded as to why Bitcoin Cash is ripping. You know what I'm saying? I just I'm amazed, to be honest. I can't. I'm like, wow. So anyway, I wanted to get something up for you guys, but I'll have to do tomorrow. So Bitcoin Cash, back to the 21-day moving average. This thing could cook. And so if it ain't broke, don't fix it. This thing is hot. Bitcoin slumping 104,365, just kind of Flat, really. A nice double bottom. It's attempting to show strength at 103.5, but I showed you the sauce, and I showed you what I see. And you guys could take it from there, but it looks bearish to me. It looks like a head short with a stop loss above 105.5 is a likely probable move, right? I don't like the short uptrends. Bitcoin's still technically in an uptrend, so it's like breaking some of my rules there. Let's take a look at the chat. How's my people doing? We got Chuck D. Sam, thanks for the great show every day. Is SEI breaking out of the downtrend? This will be the last hurrah, the last big retail bull run. I'm not going to be a Jeffrey and get faked out. Interesting. What's a Jeffrey? That's weird. You know, like where did that come from? You know, how's TAI looking? Crypto weirdo. Is DCA with a leverage just too much risk in your opinion? Just Google what Bitcoin Cash is. Fork of the real Bitcoin. Same coins as Bitcoin halving. Oh, we know what Bitcoin Cash is. Trust me. I know all about Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin pumping. Someone says it's dumping. Oh, no, it's dumping. Yeah, no, it is dumping. Yeah. Bitcoin Cash at one point, I had a good amount of it back in the day. It was pumping while Bitcoin was... They both were like... They were almost $3,000 together. It was very interesting. Yeah. Don't look at what... Okay, thank you. Shout out to Cryptoholic Love, man. I got you. I appreciate that. Yeah. We blessed to have you, Sammy. Shout out to Lifer Adam. Thank you for being here. Oh, yeah, what happened today? So I'm getting ready today, this morning, right? And I'm putting on my collar here, and I feel there's buttons. I'm like, if there's buttons, you should button them, right? You don't want to hide the buttons. I think it's not legit. So I go to put the button in, and it feels like something weird in my hand, and can you believe it? And I picked the button off the floor, but the button broke. The button broke into pieces. I'm so strong that I crushed the button. My masculine hands. But like, as I'm like, what a cheap shirt, right? I mean, but it's interesting, right? Like, or that's how they make things these days. But like, that's only, I don't think it happened one other time, if I can remember, or did it ever happen? Look at that. That's the right button. It broke. Oh, and this is half the button in half. I thought it was the whole button. Half the button's still hanging. So maybe I could still stick. See, I thought it was the whole button. So I still got half a button. Maybe I could get away with half a button. But once you got half a button, you can't grab the other half. Almost impossible to put in a button with half a button. You know what I mean? But yeah, so the button got crushed, man. I don't know what happened there. So strange. Chuck to the 21 MA, 200 MA is our signal. Obviously, all of the other TA plays. Yeah. Am I right? But as a summary of the Golden Lifer model, you're 100% right. Crypto cigar guy, you've got it. Send me some cigars. I need them. No. But so I'm bearish on Bitcoin. And it says it's going to take a bit of a dump here to the downside. And so far, so much, it is dumping in our face. So, save the Bitcoin tank top you bought. Look, the basic bot. Oh, yeah, that thing is awesome, man. Thank you. Oh, no, I bought a bunch of stuff. I bought a board game, too. It never showed up, even though we even changed the... It never showed up, but we changed the address right in front of the guy, and he said he did it. I never got it. I paid $400 for it. So the Bitcoin board game, it was supposed to be there when we got there. So yeah, I don't know what happened. It could be somewhere in the closet, but it's missing. All right. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. The Crypto Lifer Show. But yeah, Bitcoin, man. Everybody is telling you it's going up. But the charts tell you something different. The charts convey, even today, the short played out. I saw a head and shoulder pattern. Even I was stubborn on it, but it is what it is. I tell everyone, too, sometimes everyone's like, my TA could be spot on. I could myself not even want to play it, right? I'm a human being. So listen to my analysis all the time. You know, listen to the analysis. Listen to the charts. I go over the charts pretty dang straight. You know, you'll see what the charts are saying if you listen. But like, it looks like a short's in order for today. We could go to 97,000 if it did pretty bearish below these 200 moving averages. 4 hour looks like it wants to dump in our face. It would be awesome if we get the bounce. We're a little oversold. But man, we were just here, just at the dotted line. And now look at that selling. That's crazy. That's manipulate. I've never seen 1, 2, 3. I've never seen that in my life. That's like 15 red candles in a row or something. That's insane. Like, who does that? Like, that's weird. Right? I don't know. One more time. It goes on. So yeah, I think it's time to short the market. I have to say, make some gains short. And you know, I would be shorting that 4 hour head and shoulder pattern right here with a stop loss of the other side of the, right shoulder. Yeah, why not? I would not long unless the longs show me a reason to long. They have not. I gave them so many chances to get back above the move. Hey, we could bounce. It would be great if this made a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder out of nowhere. This thing flips. But the overall pattern is bearish below the 200 moving averages. I gotta be more bearish than bullish here for Bitcoin. I gotta be. I can't fake it for you guys. So I would be in a short today and see where that short goes. We lose basically this level here, 103.6. We're dangling down to 101.5. We lose 101.5. We're sitting pretty, 98,777s. And then 98,500. So I flip the short. We'll see what happens. All right. It's already up $100. 1%. Usually, I don't know. I don't like shorting Bitcoin at all, but look, it's already up. And it's a pretty big short for me, $178,000 short. Let's see what happens. 1,000 for like 6,000. 7,500 if I can hit the gain there, down at about 99,000. So I'm not happy. I don't want to be doing this. Can't stand shorting, but I'm just going to do what the charts tell me to do. No emotions needed. And I'll cover. Hopefully we bounce and I get I take a $300 loss, man. But we'll see what happens. I gotta be short right now. That's what the bots are gonna read. That's what I'm gonna see in the market. So it is what it is. Yeah, teaching all in the, yeah, exactly. And so every day is a day to teach. Someone said sell in June and see you soon. Yeah, every day is a teaching day. So. Yet somehow Bitcoin Cash is ripping. It makes no sense to me. Something's going there. Blocky's still got the 1.8 market cap. Hasn't really moved at all. I haven't bought in any. It did bounce, though. It got a bounce off the 786 fib. Look, the money. That's insane, right? It did get a bounce. It has a resistance here. If it can back above 002, it can get back to 2.5 and then all the way back to the all-time high. A nice bounce off the 786 fib for Blocky, though. Hey, TA is TA. I don't really care what it is. TA is TA. Whatever the TA is, the TA is. So we've gone over Bitcoin in a bit of a nutshell. Makes sense to me. Let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance. And that should be in Tether dominance. So what we should see is Bitcoin dominance wanting to go up, but Tether dominance also wanting to go up in the short term. So look, on the 15-minute, we got ourselves a bit of a flag here for Bitcoin dominance. And to me, it's breaking out, and then it broke out of this flag, right? So you can see people are jumping into Bitcoin to get out of what? Altcoins, because altcoins are going to take a bigger hit. So remember, Bitcoin dominance goes up for two reasons. When Bitcoin rips and when Bitcoin dips. And then whole market takes a dip. All right? So let's take a look now at Tether dominance. That should be pumping. This is going to be your confirmation that today is going to be a dumpy. Look at that. A beautiful double bottom there. And I don't, whatever kind of pattern it was in, you could say it broke out, broke back inside, but now it's on its way out again. Looks like it has some resistance, but you can see people are bailing out into Tether. A day of heavy fear. I got to be honest, and I'm just reading the charts. 57. Fear is getting heavy. So, only passed in the Senate was the Genius Act, yeah. And we went over that thoroughly for you yesterday. It was awesome. Yeah, I actually joined the 99 to learn how to short. I don't prefer, however, I desire to learn how. Make dough either direction. I mean, it's basically the same way. You just flip the chart upside down. Whenever you're longing, flip the chart upside down. All right? And then tell yourself you're going to do that the next time the market goes the other way. It's funny. I have this perma bear inside of this perma bull inside of me. That's always like, it's going to go bull. Never short. It's always going up. You know what I mean? They're going to get those shorts at 110. And it possibly is true. You never know. But is that my emotions talking, right? Right now, what we see is a head and shoulder pattern. Like right now, if we lose in this pattern, if we lose in this head and shoulder, all right, shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder. If we lose on this, I think that's fine because we played by the rules. We did the right thing. Most of the time, that's going to dump, not the other way around, right? See? So you got to do what the charts tell you is going on. You can't force it. You see what I'm saying? Everything is somewhat verified here too with the bounce, with tether dominance as well. The DXY looking like it might get a bit of a bounce. One hour looking like it wants to bounce. So people taking cover right now. It's war. It's war, creating fear. People are selling stocks off to jump into gold and the dollar. People don't want to be in risky assets. They want to have what they have right now. It's creating that fear. That's what people do. They kind of like, they pull things back. They scourge, So it's getting tight. We can see the DXY pump to the upside. Could be some Forex trades too to be played, right? Let's take a look at JPY, USD, because that might take a hit against the dollar. Might be a nice short, right? You can see that. Look, yeah, that looks like it's going to take a dump. So like shorting Bitcoin, shorting the yen. It's curving. It's got a shoulder head. The yen looks like it's going to take a dump. I could be wrong, but just, and then you got a double top there. If you're a Forex trader, just something you want to look at. Let's take a look at NZD, USD, New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen. So yeah, you see New Zealand dollar would rip against the yen. That's another nice trade right there in Forex. I mean, this is just obvious stuff to me, but looks like you'll get a nice movement there. Anyway, I don't even really trade Forex, right? So I would watch my altcoins. I would watch it all. Let's take a look at Solana. What's happening to Sol right now? In the 30s, 144. It made a giant head and shoulder pattern that says it could head down to 123 yet again. Sol. Be crazy if this is the bounce. And they're just like making us so afraid. But they've beat us down so much. I've gone against these so much. I bought the fear for years now. Yeah, No way I'm shorting Sam 333 for the holders. Amen, brother. Stay strong. But I just got to show you what I see, and we go from there. Controversy in the markets today. And this happens a lot, too. When the market flips, people don't want to see it. All right. Fear and greed is at 48. Let me update that. I don't know. I got 57. I don't know which one you're using. I use alternative.me. But there's a bunch of different ones that people use. Yeah. There's one here, too, on CoinMarketCap, right? It's probably the one you're referring to. Yeah, 48 right there, yeah. AI sell up 21%. What is that? Interesting. Ray is up. Wow, funny. Ray is up. Radium. BMT, Zorro, Angle, Bitcoin SV up a little bit. Say is up a little bit. Someone asked about Say last 24 hours too as well. Let's take a look at SEI. Some fun, something to be happy about here. SEI looks like it may be getting a bit of a pump, and a continuation of a pump. So, wow. So SEI had a little bit of a move here earlier today. I don't know, off the bottom there at 16, back to 18.8. Nothing crazy though. Ever since that last pump, look, it head and shouldered its way to the downside, and that was it. That was it. Where's my black? Where's my black? Where's my black? This gives me gas. This gives me gas. I don't like the cream. I want a black. I asked for a black coffee over here. Wait, how come I didn't get a blackie though?
Because they have one cup holder. So how am I supposed to carry another coffee?
Oh, that's fine. I didn't know that, honey. I'm so sorry, honey. I'll never ask for a black coffee again. How dare I?
3 kids.
Send me to the dungeon. Beat me with 10 lashes. I don't deserve to be looked at. The sun should never touch my eyes today. I'll go into the closet and put my head against the wall. Thank you, ma'am. I just asked for a black coffee. She went out. Apparently that couldn't happen. Women are funny, man. I love my wife, man. She's the best, man. It's all right. I never drink coffee. I literally drink 1 or 2 coffees a month. So I don't ask for coffee ever, whatever. He goes, nah, man, come on. Nah, it's all good, man. She's fine. She had 3 kids. She couldn't do it. It's fine. At least she gave me something, you know what I mean? It was what it was, man. I mean, every one of these altcoins is in like a cup and handle, like trying to survive. The altcoins are flat and like nobody cares. They're in their lows. They're already in the bear market lows, which is weird. So like that's another weird thing. How could they go any lower? But it can always get worse. That's what I've read. And I've seen. Do you come all the way back down here to like 10? So that was hilarious. And gets a whip. Yeah, you guys are funny, man. Sam, the ultimate drama queen. The sun shall never touch my eyes again. I'm just joking, man. It's a joke, guys. Yeah, radium pumping too. This is so weird. To see, some altcoins doing damage. Last night, I saw some altcoins that could do damage. The market didn't look too bad to me last night. Today, it makes a turn for the worst here. Bitcoin actually may bounce, though. I don't like shorting Bitcoin, man. I really don't. It always goes against my logic. Now it's trying to get the bounce, see? The greatest asset in the world. I just buy more in the fear. Watch it bounce here. Man, they make it so sketchy. Especially on a low volume. I'll risk like 250 on this short to call it a day. I don't know, man. It's just... I really should just stay to my model. Only trade the 1 minute 200 moving average. That's what I get. I get to the point of like just one thing only. One thing only. Little bit of a pump. Nothing crazy though. It's not amazing for radium. These coins all look, they're, hey, you could say it's in an uptrend, though. It's still in a bit of an uptrend. Some days the market just get to you. Some days they don't. You know what I mean? It depends. As a trader, 365 days, sometimes you're just like, I don't know what it is, but enough is enough, right? Everyone is bearish. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. 2026 will be the great bear market. Oh my gosh. Gold daily is playing with that trend line again. Likely another move up. Possible higher local bottom for Bitcoin if it gets the pump. Can you check the Tau chart? 15-minute looking like a bounce. Let's take a look at Tau. He says the 15-minute 1 hour looking like a bounce. Bit tensa. I wanted to stay inside this flag, and I said I'll put an alert here. If it can get sideways, that's a nice look. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. Looked like it go on a nice little tear back to the upside. You said looking for a bounce, kind of curving, but it's, again, below the daily 200 moving average. To me, these are bearish signs. This is when you start going lower. You made a lower high and fell below the daily 200 MA again. It's like, to me, it's like you were at the top of this range. You're at the bottom of the range. This looks like it's going to head back to the bottom of the range again. Somewhere back to 121. You know, it's crazy. What if it's something like this? Just going to be somewhat open-minded here. Do something I never thought, but like... And it's like a multi-year bear market. Like, we don't rip up till like 2028, 2027. This just becomes like a slow bleed out. It's a tough couple of years. That could happen for sure. Bitcoin getting a bit of a bounce. Showing signs of life here. But maybe the short isn't the answer. I don't like to short the uptrend for Bitcoin. They're making it tough, though. It looks, to me, the TA says to short the market. So even if I lose the trade, it tells me that's what I should be doing. Damn, 261, though. Now it's like perma bear. I should just stay perma bear every time and never switch. Let's take a look here at the 4-hour. Still looking bearish, but attempting to get a bounce. 1 hour time frame showing signs like it could get a bounce here. They toy with it usually before they hoi polloi it, though. But look there, I mean, we got the dump. 1 hour's oversold. Rip it right back to the upside, right, on this low volume day. I would stay off of trading almost completely today. Look, then we could make the inverted head and shoulder I'm looking for and get the bounce. I'm in the middle. I'll tell you guys what I do. I may cut off the trade and just walk away. Feeling thirsty on a Thursday, you know? It just, man. Some days you can't place it. Some days it's hard to do it exactly. You know, I can't explain trading, but some days you're nailing it. Like on Monday, I am on. I see my model. I'm on. Bang, bang, bang. Thursday after low volume, you're just like, I don't know, certain trading situations. And I think that's the thing about a trader. When you feel that way, I think that's your trading instinct telling you something. It's not you not knowing what's going on. It's your trader instinct saying, hey, it's okay. It's time, you know, it's not your environment right now. You'll know your environment. You won't feel like this. You know, in your environment, it'll all play out nicely. You'll know exactly what to do and when to do it. It could go either way here. Personally, they got me in a bit of a bind. Like if I had the inverted, I take the long. Again, I like to break above 105.5, at least 105,000, at least this resistance now. But I'd like this one. Like really not longing until I'm safer above that key level. So the bulls got to show me something before I long again. And for me, the shorts are in control until then. I'm just going to stick to that scenario and go from there. 104,230 though for Bitcoin. And we still got that huge 110,000 up there too for BOOKMAP that says they're going to get flattened. It's only a matter of time. I mean, we went to 100,000, then we went all the way back to 108 pretty fast. We go from 104 back to 110 pretty fast. So I'm shorting because that's what the head and shoulders are telling me to do. But I'm ready to pull the trigger and get out of it at any moment. I'm not too committed to it. And it's really just a hedge. And if we get back above 105.5, I'm back to being bullish again. And we'll see if this beautiful double bottom can hold for Bitcoin. You know, we really want to see if this double bottom can hold. So I don't want to confuse you. I just want to give you kind of everything I can, but show you that even I am a little sketched out here by price action. So I'm going to hold short, just so you know, because that's what the logical, unemotional thing is telling me to do. The emotions are telling me it's going to pump. I don't know what to do in between, but I got to forget those. Deep breath them out of my life and move on. You see what I'm saying? I got to focus on what's in front of me, which is a complex head and shoulder. But then it's weird. You get this trader instinct that just says, but what if? It's going to pump, you know. And we are looking for this bounce off the trend line back to the upside. And I am looking for that daily to get a bit of a bounce. And as I showed you, this could be an inverted head and shoulder. Little bit of bullish div there too on the 15-minute time frame on the stochastics RSI. Tempting to give us a bit of a bounce here on the 15-minute. I'm right now down $50, $49. Bitcoin looks like it's collapsing yet again. 104, 135. Now I'm in the green on the trade. So it's a controversial move here. It's a crazy trade, you know, and it's already been hard to hold the last 5 minutes. Trading is not easy, man. Shout out to everybody that jumps on in with me. And again, you never have to leverage trade if you don't want to. There's spot trading, swing trading. You know, I only got into leverage trading after years and years of trading, and I don't risk it for the biscuit. You know, I make sure I'm making gains, and I extrapolate money out of the market. So it's one step at a time every single day here, too. So we'll see. We'll see what happens to the trade and where it goes. Right now, lower volume and a sketchy day to trade, number one. But if we get a nasty dump, we get a nasty dump. Like, to me, you got to trade what you see. And I see a complex head and shoulder pattern. I see the 200 passing below the 200, the 21, which is a bearish sign. All right? It's not like we're crossing up like this. So the last time we crossed below the 200 moving average was right here. I mean, when the 200 crosses below the 21, it's bearish. You know, right there, it looks, that's a bearish cross. Anyway, I've said the word bearish like 1,000 times today. I feel horrible. I shouldn't feel horrible, though. There's money to be made. We can make money we might make a boatload of money today. Might make a few $1,000s short in this market. Maybe it might 7, 8 grand. So we got to stay open-minded. We got to be ready for anything, and we got to be, and we got to have proper risk management. It would be awesome if it bounces and the head short doesn't play out, and we can switch it back. Go from there and see where we end up. And I'm open-minded to anything, and I can take it out. I don't have to be right every time. I've made enough of my life trading that I'm okay. Thank the Lord. I don't know how I made it this far, even as a trader, and I always tell people, you'll never know how far you could make it. Just have huge goals. Write them down, believe in them, work hard every single day for what you believe in, okay? Put your best foot forward, don't hurt other people, don't create bad karma. Find out if you have any issues in life from any past trauma, if you've been abused, figure that out, get some therapy, clear those chakras, clear your path. You know, let yourself free of all past energies, and then guide yourself to your next move. To me, that's what anybody needs. And then once you're free of those energies, it's time to fly. Bitcoin attempting to bounce here. Now you could make a possible inverted head and shoulder on the 15. See, this is how my mind works. I just bring you in. It's always a constant movement of anythings. This could happen, that could happen, this could happen, that could happen, that could happen, this could happen. That's why it's best to set your trades, know your risk, and walk away. Either you're going to get hit at this point or not. Either you're going to find your way in or find your way out. You know, decide what you're going to do before you do it. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck inside that trade, not knowing what am I going to do. Now, you might put risk, but if you put too much risk that you're not willing to handle, then you'll be in the same place as well. Like, I'm going 300 for 50. Yeah, I'm going 300 for 900, and that's it. If I lose 300, I'll lose 3. If I gain 9, I gain 9, and I'm walking away. These are the levels I'm looking for. And, yeah, vice versa. Or these are the levels I'm looking to negate. This is the resistance that I want to see. If you don't do that, you're going to be stuck in a bind where you're not sure what to do when the trade goes against you. All right? That's the one issue. Bitcoin getting a bounce. 104.4 now, right? Could be going the opposite way, man. And so again, you look at the bigger short, and again, if you look at the smaller time frames, Don't let, the 4 hour still doesn't look amazing. The 4 hours, we're going to have to get this bounce bigger on the 1 hour time frame. It is oversold. It's showing signs of life. And now if the 1 minute gets above the 200 MA, that's when the short really can't be played anymore. We have an inverted head and shoulder here. Look at this. And could we get a bounce? Do I have to cut this puppy off? Man. Prayers for peace. God bless Matt with the $5. God bless you, brother. Thank you. It's the nicest anyone could have said. I think we need rate cuts to kick off alt season. We need something to kick off alt season. It's tight right now. It's very tight. Hey, man, I want to do what you say, but I can't shake the feeling that since I trade with size by setting up a stop loss, I'm just putting a target on my back for market rate to lips liquidity. I mean, if you trade with huge size and you believe where the market's going, you can do that without a stop. You just have to know when you're going to get out. Like, I've done that before, but visually I know when I'm getting out, and I watch it. I trade without a stop loss if I'm watching the charts, staring at them all day, know exactly what I'm doing, and I'm like, all right, if we go below, I'll trade 10,000 for... I'll get a $200,000 trade, right, with some serious size, when I am in size. And I'm like, I don't want them to just wick me out if I'm slightly wrong, right? But it could go either way. So, all right. We might get a bounce today, everyone, and everything could change. That's the thing. I don't want to tell you that we're definitely dumping and it's over. You know what I'm saying? I just want you to understand that when I have seen nasty dumps in multiple markets, it's looked something like what we were starting to see on the weekly and the bigger time frame. I've been overly bullish for the last few weeks, and today is my first couple of days where I'm like, maybe we could be going a different way, but I can't place it, right? I don't believe rate cuts will start alt season. The buyers for all coins are retail, and rate cuts will not put more money into retail's pockets for them to buy alts. Yeah. Yes, we could trade our alts in our nuclear bunker. You're funny. I don't believe, anything could happen. $104,396 for Bitcoin. 1 minute attempting to get back above the 200 moving average. If it does that, we have ourselves a bit of a long for the day. What if we get a massive reversal? Man, I'm not cut out for shorting. I'm just not that good at it. I'll be honest. I used to be really good at shorting. But once Bitcoin started to rip and got above 100,000, it got very hard for me to short the market. The last few bear markets, I was back and forth, but something about this $100,000 Bitcoin is in my head so hard. I don't know what it is, but it's been tough for me to short. Every time I short, I regret it. And my instincts tell me, do not short that market. I might have to take a fat L right now. Man, I can't stand losing. I can't stand it. I make thousands of dollars, too, on the trading group. I have to lose now. See if we get a bounce back to the 21-day moving average here. But now it's like starting to play out as the model. Now I'm looking for this to get back to the 21-day moving average. And then possibly continue to pump. Let that 21 come and catch. Inverted head and shoulder. We got a bounce on the 1 minute off of 104, 130. Tell you that weekly support or resistance is so key. Let that puppy bounce now back down. There we go. Come on back, baby. Come on back, baby. That may be all we get, though. It's that weekend trading. They're just going to go up and down, left and right. Wait, what do you mean left? They can't go left. They can only go down and right. Wow, look at that crazy dump back down. Signs of a reversal. A bearish retest of 104.1 would be the least risky move. You want to see if this thing can bounce and make itself a flag here. How's the NASDAQ doing? Let's take a look at the nasty Nas. Is it attempting a bounce? The NQ. Shout out to all my NQ traders. So it fell out the pattern, never stopped us out. Still kind of hanging out here. Let's take a look at the big picture for the NASDAQ. We'll look at the daily. The daily has kind of some bearish div there. Right? Agreed? Previous support as resistance very close to that all-time high. Very, very close. I didn't bail on the trade. I'm still in that short. I'm still speculatively in this short. This is a very awkward move here. Bitcoin could just be bearishly retested in this node, 104,450 here. Just juicing everybody up. If we got above that 200, that would be a bad way to short, right? Now I'm only down 130. We'll see. This is like got my heart racing, losing in front of people, winning in front of people. Especially when it's like such a controversial move here for Bitcoin. What happens to Sammy? Does he go down in flames? Or does he persevere and make those gains today on these bearish tones? Wow, look at that. And now look for it to make a head and shoulder pattern. See, that's why when in doubt, flag it out. Shoulder, head. Wow. It's been very tough to trade Bitcoin. You got to have conviction, stick to what your plan is, and not get your emotions flustered. If you're letting your emotions get flustered, you're going to be taking a hit here. How do you not let your emotions get flustered? You got to work out every day. You got to be in nature. You got to balance your chi, you know. He says, Sam, how is your trader instinct correct a lot of the time, even when you don't see it in the charts? Or is your mind subconsciously seeing it? Yeah, what happens is I think it's multiple years of seeing multiple things in the chart. Your brain's able to compute all these different things at once that you're not even really understanding. That's what you made. Yeah, it's subconscious mind, 100%. Eventually, just do your subconscious mind tells you to do. That's it. Nothing else, nothing more. The right thing to do is to get out of the trade right now for like 250 loss and kind of like see what else is happening. This is insanity. You know, I don't like the day. I don't like the trade. I don't like trading the day after a Fed day. So I may just cut it off. We'll see. I joined the 99 group. Thank you, Grandpa. God bless you, brother. I don't have much of a life. Rick Rosario, hey, you have a life, though. Some people don't have a life at all. Some people could be in a wheelchair. When people say that, I'm like, man, if you can get up and go for a walk, you got a life. If you can get up and go to the gym, you got a life. If you can drive, you got a life. If you can see, if you can hear. You know, we all need to be really grateful for what we do have, not what we don't have. All right? Everything is okay. You know, we're in control. Life is good. Life is very good. That could make a right shoulder there. You know, always focus on what you do have, not what you don't have. I tell myself that every single day, constantly. Whenever I'm in a state of doubt, I'm not sure what to do. You know what I do? I get on my hands and knees and I begin to pray. Yeah, like there's a moment where I'm just starting to feel funny or I'm not sure where the day's going or I get that feeling of anxiety. I get on my hands and knees and I begin to pray. And I say, dear Lord, thank you for everything. Like when I don't know what to do, when I get that feeling, I just go to thanks and praise. Thank you for everything I have. Thank you for all the beauty in my life. Thank you for my children. Thank you for my wife. Thank you for the lifers. Thank you for my channel. Thank you for all this beauty. Thank you for this beautiful coat that I get to wear. Thank you for these beautiful clothes that are fun to wear. You know, thank you for the air to breathe. Thank you for every single piece of detail in my life. I don't want to overlook a thing. Dear Lord, I appreciate everything you've given me. Amen. Thank you for my mom and dad that helped me see so purely. Thank you for my twin sister who's so special to me. Thank you for my sisters. Thank you for my neighbors who I've met that are super nice here. You know, I just met new neighbors. They're really nice people. They could be some people that aren't that nice. I'm super thankful for that. So, like, I'm just going to find thanks. And you know what? The more creative, like, you could wake up and be like, man, I'm so, and you could be like, you know what? I have really good neighbors. I'm so thankful for that. That's a creative way to be thankful. You're really looking at all the things in your life to be thankful for. But the more thankful you are, the more creative you are at being thankful. You get better at being thankful. You actually work at it. It becomes a habit. You become really, really good at being thankful. You find so many different things to be thankful for when everyone else has find so many things to be upset about. And then you're a more pleasant person to be around because you're pleasantly thankful for a lot of things in your life. You're not looking for things that make you upset. You're looking for things that make you happy. You're looking for things that make other people happy. You're looking for reasons to find gratitude. It becomes a habit. Habitual gratitude is not something that happens overnight. The way I act on this stream, the way I produce the stream, the way I create the energy for the live stream and for the trading group, that's not something that I got overnight. My mother had it. I saw her do it. I worked at it every day. It's something you work at every single day. You perfect these energies. How you behave towards people, how, you know, a smile, a hello. I met my neighbor yesterday. She said a big smile. Hello, and who am I meeting? To my, oh, what is your name? And to me, what is your name? She had this big smile, and you know, she learned that from her mother, her father. Someone taught her that. She didn't just say, oh, I'm your neighbor, nice to meet you guys. She brightened her eyes, she widened her mouth, and she had a smile you wouldn't believe. And I went back home and I said to my wife, I said, that woman has perfected that smile. She's worked at smiling to people. Like she put energy into her hello today. You know, that wasn't an accident that she had that type of smile. She's worked at that behavior. You see what I'm saying? People don't realize that. Like, good attitude is something that is actually perfected over time. You know, feeling good is a decision, right? You can decide to be in a good mood or you can decide to be in a bad mood. It's really up to you. Every single moment in time, you have the chance to and the choice to be either one. To be awesomely in gratitude of everything and full of love, or to be really upset and nasty about things and feeling like you don't have enough. Scarcity, fear, right? That's fear. Fake emotions acting real. Why do you feel icky and sticky? Because you're afraid that things aren't correct. You're afraid that you're powerless. You think you can't get where you're going to go in life. Other people's success gives you the heebie-jeebies. Why? Because you know that you haven't been doing what you need to do. So when you see someone else successful, it bothers you. Why do I know this so much about you? Because I did this myself for years. You were me and I was you, and I am still all of us, and you are still me, and we're all the same together. Our energies are not that different. We're all fighting through the universe inside of this skeleton, you know, with all these pent-up human emotions in time and space. If anyone told you it was easy, they're lying. Life is not easy. Being uncomfortable in your skin is not easy. Many people have a hard time. Give everybody a break. Everyone is finding their way out here, and not many people know how to do it. All right? Bitcoin, looking like it's going to make a boom. It's in a symmetrical triangle now. It looks like a head and shoulder pattern that's going to pump. You tell me, right? Technically, could this be a cup and handle? And how could I short a cup and handle, right? I'm drawdown. There's a little bit of drawdown now. There's going to be some drawdown every once in a while. Cutting off small drawdown is important. So right now I could cut off a $207 loss. Or I could make it worse and fight the cup and handle that feeds me. What if I say symmetrical triangle and they mainly dump to the downside? That's sayonara, senorita. I get so, see the greed of, all the money I could make if that short just goes my way. And that pulls you deeper into a bad trade, right? For me, it's more about watching the losses than dreaming the gains. If you learn how to lose, you'll find a way to win. If you've never learned how to lose, you may lose it all. Let me say that again. If you learn how to lose, you may find a way to win. If you never learn how to lose and you keep winning, you may lose it all. You see? People that don't know how to lose eventually lose it all. Yeah, because it's like this conviction, standing on a hill, right? I have to be right. I'm the one. I've got this. It's me. I was right. I knew it was going down. They can't tell me what's happening in the charts. You know what I'm saying? That behavior. To me, that's another, I have to be honest, it's another head and shoulder pattern. That just looks like I'm going to win this money. So I don't want to jump out here. It's a 187 on the trade. I'm down 187,000 on the trade today. 207. A little bit of drawdown. It's okay. Stop loss would be 99. Take profit would be 105. Oh no, the take profit would be 99. Stop loss would be 105, 131. Right? Slow moving price action. That's a head and shoulder right there. 70% chance that's going to dump, right? Trying to make heads or tails of how it's going to pump. It's going to pump out of this nasty symmetrical triangle. And they're just going to flatten the shorts. The measured move would be a massive move up. The Stokes are getting a little low. I got to make my decision soon. I don't want, I get either getting flattened to the upside here or get conviction on the win. This is tough. This is one of the toughest. You guys are watching me go through some tough trading right now. Sometimes when it's this tough, I just want to walk away because it's like it hurts. It's like, trading is very difficult. Like I say it a lot all the time. One of the most difficult things you'll ever do. I look at my wife all the time. I'm like, you can't even believe how I do this for a living. How do I pay the bills? How did I get here? How did I find a way out? Like through trading, like this is insanity. And how did I do it so much that I'm here with everybody on the live to the point of no return, And how do I stick with my conviction when they go against me so much? I was down $400 a second ago, but I just had to keep my calm and keep my cool, keep my composure. People laughing at me, people saying people behind me scheming, people wanting to see my downfall. You have no idea, man. Jealous, nasty people. And again, I won't focus on them. I'll focus on the love, but dang, man. Every single day to be positive, every single day to fight the darkness because there's so much dark energy out there. We got to procure our greatness. We got to take deep breaths, tell ourselves we are the best. By showing that we're the best, we defy the devil, man. The devil wants to take man and crush him. The devil wants to take the creation of God and show God that the man is nothing. That all he does is squander his wealth and get liquidated. But through discipline, we can actually make money in these charts. We can grow to fruition. We can find fruits of our labor, and we can begin to, find actual success in anything we do, no matter whether it's trading, whether it's plumbing, whether it's woodworking. It doesn't matter what it is. If you believe in yourself, if you push yourself every day, if you find a system and a strategy with discipline and focus, there's nothing that's going to happen. Yeah. 104, 144, I saw it now. Thanks for saying it anyways. And take my cigarette. Yeah, I don't know what he's saying, man. Did he open a long or short? Someone tell me. I'm in a short position right now for Bitcoin. Yeah. I've never seen so many head and shoulders in my life. Like every time I look at the chart, look at this. This will blow your mind. Shoulder, head, shoulder. Shoulder, head, shoulder. Shoulder, head, shoulder. Like they're just screaming at you. Like I've never seen so many head and shoulders in my life. It's like all over the place. Never seen so many. They pumped it in, and again, we never got back above the 200 moving average on the 1, which tells me not to long. Never long if you're not above the 200 moving average on the 1 minute time frame. Not a good look. Not a good look. Yeah. Stay in the short, Sebby. Shout out to Bill Brown. We got him. We got him. I want you to win, but sorry, my friend. I hope you're wrong. Thank you, brother. I'm not. It's not about me, man. The charts are saying this is the move. I'm not doing this. My subconscious mind has gone through the date. Look at this. Let me explain something to you. Right now, you're watching a brain inside of a man's head. This brain is attached to a pair of eyes and gets energy from what this man eats. This brain has the prefrontal cortex, right? It has that neuroplasticity definition. It's moving fast, hyperactive, and it's rebuilt its subconscious mind at full tilt too as well. So it's you're hanging out with a pretty high active brain. Now what this brain does is it's been given 20 years of buying and selling and looking at the charts. And it's taking all that information, putting it in, going back into my mouth and speaking on the live stream. You are simply getting my subconscious mind's years of data when you come to this live stream. That's it. I'm not trying to be the best. I'm not trying to say I'm better. I'm not trying to tell you this is what's going to happen. I know nothing but the fact about ignorance. Okay? All I can see is that the market looks bearish to me based on years of data. See, when I just said that out loud, the market looks bearish to me. That's my subconscious mind sending sending basically a signal to you to say, hey, I've seen a lot of this. Make sure that people understand. And I'm basically trying to keep people from losing, from getting hurt. Right? So here we flipped green again. We were down 400 at one point. Okay? Trading is not for the weak of heart. Dear Mr. Price, Dr. Price, thank you for consistency and knowledge. TA and Tess, I like that, Dr. Price. Am I a doctor, everybody? Can I be a doctorate? Do I have a doctorate in technical analysis? Like, can't we go that far? I'm sorry. It just sounds good. It has a ring to it. You know what I mean? I think it's valid, right? You guys are getting to my head, man. Sorry. Sam, thank you for your consistency and knowledge. Tia and Tesla and Doge, please. One at a time. We'll take a look at Doge here. And you can see this trade is swinging. It's again, do not use leverage if you don't know what you're doing. Please. It's not a game. This isn't a game. This isn't like, one step at a time here. I'm trading 34x leverage. I'm using $9,000. That's a $178,000 position. Okay? Staying near $250,000. And if it went to 109, 246, I would lose everything, all $8,000. I could easily handle that. The amount of money I make a day, I'd be okay. But you got to find out where you're at in life and what you're doing and your risk. Now, I would not get liquidated. I can only lose like maybe $1,000 of this, the way the stop loss is presented here. All right. Look, a possible double bottom here again off $104,000. And you'd be like, well, where's the stop? The stop's right. There it is, yeah. It just looks like a take profit. If we were to break the 200 moving average, it would tell me it would be a no-go. Now there's a double bottom there. Only up $8. It'll be an awesome win, right? Take $8 off the table, yeah. Now it could shoot up again. Let's take a look. I'm open-minded, man. This is crazy price action. This is absolute insanity. But look, that head and shoulder did just play out. Understand? I've never seen so many head and shoulders all over the place. I say this is going to the target. 103.7. You're going to watch me get paid here. It's going to break once it breaks 104, watch how fast it dumps. The thing is, when it breaks 104, the dump is going to be very fast. I can smell it. My brain is starting to see it. I've seen this before, and I'm like, I was here before. It was almost like you've seen it before, like you've played it out over and over again. It's this math, right? How many people are short right now in the market? Let's take a poll. Let's take a look at poll. Are you short? Shorty McShorts. Come on, man. What is that? Not long. Not long. On the hands. Like sitting on the hands, right? So are you short BTC? Shorty McShorts, now long on the hands. Let me know. Are you short Bitcoin right now? Let me know here in a poll. I want to see what you're doing. Are you short on Bitcoin? Let me know. Shorty McShorts, now longer on the hands. I got to find out what's happening here. You guys got to tell me. And a lot of people are jumping in, man. I've been leaving it alone between 103.4 and 105 as it's just been chopped. Always with the lifer. If he's short me, I'm short. But I'm tall in real life, man. Amen, brother. God bless, man. I'm short, but not in the markets. Short scalping. Long. Too much of the market is short. Sitting on my finger. That's strange. I'm glad I am in the stream. Looking at the charts alone would have scared me way more. I gotta join the trading group. But can I buy a subscription with crypto? You can. Email cryptolifers@gmail.com. We'll even give you a discount for the year. We'll do, if you pay in cryptocurrency today, we'll do 777s. How's that? So if you pay for the year right now, 777s. That's a one-time deal right there. You're getting basically the Cyber Monday deal right now. Email cryptolifers@gmail.com if you want to jump on in. All right? You will get way more than 777 worth of information within your first month. I'm telling you right now, it'll blow your mind. All right? Hey, man, I'm whatever you tell me. You guys are crazy, man. Bitcoin, 104,119. Bitcoin Cash wants to roll over on the hourly and the 2 hour. I bet it will. Yeah. I'm sitting here holding, watching it all fall. It's looking nasty, honestly. Someone said sitting on... Yeah, I know, exactly. What a weird dude, right? I 100%, man. Some people have a chance to say something funny. Hey, I can't believe we saw it. Sometimes I don't even see all the chats, you know. Lifer changed my life. You will change yours too. Subscribe and join the 99. I was unemployed for 2 years. Now I make a living trading with the Lifer. Shout out to Crypto Cigar Guy. I love you, brother. Hey, Sam, I can't send any super chat. Won't let me. You know, that happens to me on other people's channels. It won't let me send a super chat, and I don't understand why. I can't send the chat, and I don't get it. Look, we're up $89 on the trade. This could be a $2,000 payday. Could be a $7,000 payday. I mean, if we got to the target, I'd make $7,500. It would be pretty nice. We'll see. You know, you got to be able to pay the bills either way. We got to be able to take advantage of the market no matter what it gives us on any given day. That looks so bearish. I mean, that's a bear flag now. I don't know, man. Then they're going to try to pump it on me again. It's just like, up. They gave it a double bottom, triple bottom, quadruple bottoms. How many bottoms? Almost, no, man. See how hard trading is? It's up and down, back and forth, left and right, twisty twisters, swinging swappies, swooping swaps. It's all over the place today. Below the 215 says more downside to come here for Bitcoin. Four hours says a let go is happening, possibly more to the downside too as well. Hi, you're awesome. I just found you 2 weeks ago. Do you teach leverage in your class? I do not teach leverage in the class, no. But just show up on the live stream every single day. And I do have someone that teaches leverage on a high scale too as well inside Leverage Mastery to make sure you don't use leverage in the wrong way and you find new ways of using it that could change your life. Jump on into Leverage Mastery. It's an extra $300 in the trading group, or just show up every day. And I will be doing some exclusive in and outs on leverage. And we do a once a week training where you can ask any question you want, right? He said you should have closed this short when you're at $60 profit. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. You know what I mean? Now it looks like we could be having a double bottom or a bearish retest of the key levels. Let's go back over Bitcoin again and see what's happening here. Spend a nice 10 minutes regrouping. So the daily, as I've showed you, we could go a little more, like somewhere there at the most. But right now, we're kind of on it. To me, this is a symmetrical triangle. They mainly break to the downside. Okay? We're looking for a bounce on the daily back to the upside. However, every time I'm looking for this, we haven't gotten it. I'm starting to lose faith that it could happen. If we don't, we're going to drop pretty far back to 98.5. If we bounce, we can consolidate, and there's still a chance that Bitcoin could break out the length of the base here to the upside. But this is a symmetrical, and they could go either way. And lately, these have been dumping. Look at that gap in the VRVP down to $95,000. Anything can happen. But I'm also more, I've also, in my lifetime of trading, the summer months have been more bearish too as well. That's just facts, facts of life. Summer months have been far more bearish. Touching the 21-day moving average, getting very tight inside the nose of this triangle here. All right, and shout out to my loyal people, man. You guys have been here the whole stream. God bless everybody that kicks it with me. I mean, this is good entertainment. I'm either going to get blown, lose this money or win this money. We'll find out, right? There's a lot riding on this trade. And it's swinging around like a pendulum here. You got to be able to take a little bit of drawdown if you're going to be a trader, which means you might not always be up on the trade. Most of the time I am, so I know it's weird, but here's what Bitcoin did while the U.S. added to its $37 trillion debt. Crazy, right? 36.7 to 36.6. So in the last 15 years, the debt has gotten out of control. Bitcoin was $1 when we had 13 trillion. Wow. I feel like it should have went faster. But woulda, shoulda, coulda. I'm happy with what happened, right? It sounds so greedy, right? It's like when you say it out loud, then you hear yourself. You're like, well. Eight hours looking for a bounce. 4 hour looking to roll over. The 4 hour time frame is the one time frame that's got me sketched out. Looking for a move somewhere back down here to 101,000 for Bitcoin. Yeah, and I'm willing to risk it for the biscuit. I think it's worth hedging for the short. I think it's worth it, so we'll see. Only time will tell, and I have enough to risk, and I know what I'm doing, and I've planned it out, and I'm not giving back what I made on Monday either still. So we'll go from there. As long as you have proper risk management, you're going to be fine. One step at a time, one moment at a time, one day at a time. Let's take a look at the bot is interested in anything here recently. We can watch the bot profile here. So yeah, the last trade is when it sold the top too at about 108.7. It sold the top with me. Isn't that crazy? I sold the top. It sold the top. It knew where the top was just like I did. It was like bing. And since then, it hasn't decided to get inside of a trade yet. It likes this level for a possible trend, but, it's going to read the trend. If the trend isn't doing its thing, it's going to, going to tweak. Bitcoin 104,250 seems to be that flat zone for it. Really, they seem to have it hovering at $104,250 for BTC. This bot is amazing. It'll trade for you up or down. Market will dump. It could find ways to get in and then sell off up to the upside. It's amazing. You can tweak it. You can set different liquidation levels like at 48,000, 50,000, and then go from there. It's an amazing way to trade. I really like it, and it will trade for you. All right, completely. You could tweak it. And if you have questions, because I never wanted to use automation, I just wasn't into it. I didn't understand it. I had to sit with the Minotaur team. I went on multiple calls. They explained it to me. So schedule a call today. I do get commission if you sign up to the trading system, but they're going to be there to teach you and help you and show you a whole way to win. It's going to really blow your mind. So find out more, man, at Minotaur Trading Systems. It could be that kind of the answer to passive money that you never thought possible through trading. I have Bitcoin working, and it already turned 1 Bitcoin into 0.3 Bitcoin, folks. 1 Bitcoin into 1.3 Bitcoin, which is amazing. All right. Amazing. I like that. And I like what Minotaur does, man. Spot on, right? Wow. So Minotaur, check it out, man. It'll do the trading for you. If you're not sure what's going to happen, look, that's a rising wedge on the NASDAQ. A little bit of bearish div there. We may start to get a bit of a movement down here on the NASDAQ. You know? So just, wow. It's craziness. Absolute craziness today. And the short may still prevail. 101,188. And you want to stay in the trading group to find out what happens to this trade, because it looks like you may not be able to find out. It's like a suspense movie, right? Do you want to find out what happens in the trade? Do you want to follow this trade? Join the trading group. Pay $99 just to stay in on this trade. Hey, I would almost pay $99 to find out if I won or lost this trade today, because it's got me like on the seat of my pants here. Am I saying on the seat of my pants? Yeah, I think. Got me by the seat of not on the seat of my pants, by the seat of my pants. And all coins are just dismal today on the day. Still a little bit of movement. We got Jitto, SEI, Aerodrone continuing to do damage. We're going to talk about why Aerodrone continues to pump. One of my bigger positions. One of my favorite coins, right? Let's take a look at Aerodrone right now and see why is Aerodrone, you know what it is Coinbase stock is up huge. Aerodrone is Base. That's their automated market maker. Coinbase is up, Base is up, Aerodrone is up. And so I feel like it's correlated to the Coinbase stock in some way, shape, or form. And maybe I'm wrong, but I'm looking for that movement. Look, we're back in the green on the trade. Remember when someone said I shoulda, woulda, coulda? I never say stuff like that. No shoulda, woulda, couldas. We're back in the green again. All right, let's see what happens, baby. Save it, roll that dice. Can we make that $7,000, baby? Then there's the hope of the 7. Then there's the thought of the loss, the back and forth of trading, right? The in and out. I'm about to make a win. Oh, I could lose. Oh, my gosh. I live for it every single day. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate you all for being awesome and amazing. We love y'all. You people are the best. You know it. You know it. I know it. You people are awesome. May God bless each and every one of you for being amazing, being great lifers. We love you people. Yeah. I couldn't do this without each and every one of you every single day hanging out with me. Like, seriously, I'm always like, how can I do it? How can I go about this? And I'm just amazed. I'm so thankful that you guys are here and care. You people are awesome. God bless everybody. Look, 111 of the trade. We could finally turn this puppy into a win. They toyed with it, but you can kind of see where we're going based on, you know, previous sentiment in the market, what I'm looking at in the charts. AERO drone's likely to, look, it's kind of getting a bit of a bearish div there too. So I would suggest AERO drone takes a bit of a pullback after that awesome move though. AERO drone just bounced from like 34 back to 90. I mean, basically did almost a 3x since what, late April 9th? You know what I'm saying? Beginning April, May, June, July. 3 months for a 3x. I'll take a 1x a month. Thank you. Thank you. And we started getting an AERO drone 30 cents. So, you know, big buys in there, 30 cents for me. So that's kind of close to my average there for AERO drone. Look, see, rolling over, a bit of an Adam and Eve double top. See the Adam and Eve? Let me show you what I see by an Adam and Eve. But you have this, like, you know, that's an Adam and Eve double top, likely to break down too as well. That could be a nice short. AERO drone. The whole market would be in for a short. If my short continues to play, then the whole market would be in for the short. We're back at 104, 120, playing games. The short's up 30. I can't tell you. Now we're at 104, 111 instead of being up 111. This is craziness. 156, 1156. Man, and I got my Bitcoin watch. This thing is awesome. And make sure we'll get a link. We'll get a link up today if it's not up there. But this thing is awesome. This watch is actually, sad to say, is sold out. If anyone wants to buy it off me, I'd sell it for double. But, you know, I wouldn't want to do that. But, wow, look at the short. Immediately went back up 122. We were just down 30. This is how fast trading can go. But this watch is amazing. You can only get it. They only made 121 of these. It's so cool, man. It's got the Bitcoin symbol in it. Really, really nice. Just got to, like, you know. And again, I'm being honest with everybody. I don't make a lot of these watches, 10%, and I give you a 10% discount. I just think the guy who made it is really nice. He hooked me up. You can really look at it. Look from here. I mean, this is like, you can see the inside too, right? It's got that half shell where you can see the inside of the watch. It's got a double clasp. It clasps very nicely. Look, one up here, and then one down comes down here, and it looks very sleek and classy. It really does. Like, you're walking around and you know you got one of 121. The Bitcoin watch is from Coin Vigilante, man, representing the year 25. Bitcoin hit 100,000. He has more editions coming out, but I mean, some of these are gone. I think this one is sold out completely. I don't think you can even get it again if you wanted to. And he'll have more, but this is, I mean, amazing. Amazing stuff. Really well made, handcrafted. You feel good wearing it. I got a beautiful Rolex, and I still like wearing this watch. I'm being honest. And you can't wear, you don't want to wear the same watch every single day. This Bitcoin watch really says something. Really feels right. And have a black watch too. And again, he has all different colors and bands and stuff like that. But find out more at Coin Vigilante. Use my link. If my link's not up there, we'll have it out tomorrow. Don't buy anything without it, because I'll give you an extra 10% off you won't be able to get anywhere else. Kind of work that deal in with them. But yeah, I just, and again, for me, I just like the watch. And if you want one too, I gain 10%, you gain 10% off. If 50 people bought the watches, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just being, it's more about helping another business. If I do that, I'm sure there's people out there that help my business and they ask really nothing in return. I know there's people out there that do that actually. They tell me, they're like, I did this for you and I just love the lifers and I want to help out. And I'm like, man, thank you. Very nice of you. Let's take a look at that poll and see what the lifers were saying here on the poll. I use short Bitcoin. 42% are short. 32% are long. 26% are on their hands. The short is starting to rip. I'm telling you, when we lose 104 and we hit that 103, it's going to be a cascade down. And if we lose 103.5, how fast we are going to dump, I tell you right now, it's going to be pretty furious. And it's going to be a bum, 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 bum. This could be a nice $2,000-$3,000 day here for Sammy. I might even make the 7 racks. It could be one of those pummelings. You know what I'm saying? We're up 160 now, the most we've ever been in the trade, 1.8%. This is how you do it. This is how you do it. This is how you do it. I'll never do that again, sorry. But yes, 173, look, 177, 185. The numbers are flying. We're moving around here. This is trading. I thought I was going to have to post a $400 loss in front of you guys. Put my tail between my legs. You never know. Remember someone said I should have taken my $60? Where's that guy at? Who said I should have taken my $60 the last time? Where is he at now? You know what I'm saying? There's going to be a retest long, short squeeze. Be ready to short again. Again. The market is cooking now. PAXG an inverted head and shoulder on the 1 minute. I believe we go sideways a couple more hours, then rip to the upside. I might even move the stop loss to break even on such a crazy day. Keep shading risk for sure. Where's my stop or my break evens? It's right there, 146. Look at this insanity today. Even on the 1 hour time frame. The 1 hour's attempting to put in a tweezer bottom here. That may have been the wickage. Look at that. Would you look at that? Unbelievable. Oh, man. $9. How does that go from 9 to 2? I'm confused real quick. Hold on. Something's got me confused. Okay, $60. I think I'm going to take a $20 loss here and just move on. Man. See that? That was the move. Like, we should have dumped right there. When we didn't dump right there, something shady happened there. That was follow through. Now it makes me believe we might get the pump. This has been crazy, man. Show me my 1 minute. I need to see that. All right. Some bullish divvy there. Still more head and shoulder patterns. Like, I can't, you know. They know you're short and say, do it better than safe than sorry. Be ready for another short. Remember, I'm just going to wait it out and see if I see something different. You know. Probably roll over yet again, and I'm going to look at that short later on and be like, no. You know, it's like they're making it hard to have conviction today, for me personally. And maybe it's me, but they're toying with me. Looks like it could roll over. Looks like it could pump. And you know what? Maybe I was over-risked. Let's take a, if I did less risk, I could handle the trade more, right? Let's see if I shorted this here. Stop is at 105.229. I guess 131 is good enough too, but yeah. If I had it last time, it's good enough for now. And then 107.82. And do like 600 for 2,500. You know, just want to make a fat payday if we get that dump. See, this is like how the greed comes into play. Yeah. Better entry too. than last time. I really feel like 2 for 7 is like the way to go, though. You know, 18 for 7 there. That's just like, to me, that's the trade. Cut it off if we start to rip up somewhere here at $500 loss, or let it rip down, you know? Man. One hour looks like you're going to bounce. I'm leaving it alone for now. That was a crazy wick. What I'm going to do is wait for the 1 minute to cross and trade my... I'll trade my system. I'll wait for the 1 minute to cross. If it doesn't... Yeah, the 1 hour looks like it's going to bounce. I got to be, you know... I'm trusting the 1 hour here. Looks like, honestly, you could get in right now on a long with a stop on the other side of this area. I never said I knew it was going to happen. I'm watching price action. They threw me for a loop there, but look, I didn't lose any money. The fact that I didn't lose right there, I lost a couple bucks. Could have taken my 200 too, right? Hey, Sam, did you disable my super chat so I don't understand what wrong? Yeah, I don't know what happens. Sometimes I can't super chat too. I have no idea what it is. Look, I'll right-click you. Hide user, remove. I don't got anything here that I've done. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Yeah. Dream Act passed. Maybe there's some hopium. You mean that would be nice. A little bit of love in that market. Yeah. I'm looking for a bounce now. I'm just not going to trade this. I'm going to leave the market alone for a few hours. Let it reassess. Let it figure its way out. If I get my system or my model, I'll play it. You know, what I like to do is you can right-click this here. And add alert. And I can say, let's say, the 5 is the 200. So crossing the 5, the MA5. When it crosses the 5, I'm going to get an alert. Send me an alert when that crosses, and then I'll know when I may take a trade. A little bit of bullish divergence there. They defied the odds. Head and shoulder did dump. That could have been just a money trade right there. Like, put big money on that. And then this shoulder, look at this. Shoulder. It's a shoulder, head, right shoulder. That did dump too. Look at that resistance now, though. I wouldn't get caught up in the small time frames. The 1 hour looks like it's going to reverse. This candle will close in the 1 hour in 52 minutes. It just opened. If you get a tweezer close, if they close together, you're likely getting a reversal back to the top of the channel. Look for that inverted head and shoulder to play out there. And again, I buy Bitcoin in the fear. Good time to buy BTC. So I would always, for me, you do whatever makes you happy. It's always a good time to buy some Bitcoin. But you do whatever makes you happy. All right. Crazy time. We almost got into an awesome short that played out. It went back and forth. Thank you for being here. Wasn't the best day of trading. We went somewhat mostly sideways. We were able to squeeze a $200 gain at one point out of the market with a massive amount of leverage. We got like the only real good move. And it was actually one good move up 400. We could have longed up 400. So we found some liquidity, but you had to have heavy money and heavy, about 8 or 9 grand above 20 to 30x leverage to pull any real, to build a few $100 out of these moves. So it wasn't easy. Like, I had to use a big chunk of money and some good leverage to pull just a few $100 out of these moves. So if I have to do that, then imagine the average trader. Like, I can do the math. I know exactly how to find out how to get that $500 out of the market. How much money to use and how much leverage. And depending on how bad the market is that day. Like, how's a smaller move, I got to raise the money and raise the money, lower the lever. It depends. There's tweakings to be done depending on the market. All right. Trade didn't work equals something shady happened. No, anything could have happened. I never blame the market maker. I just blame the, I don't blame anything. It's just a beautiful day of trading. Today was awesome. I learned something about trading today. My mind was able to bring some more information in about trading. This could be a bullish engulfing candle too. The 1 hour's getting a reversal. I like it. This is what I was looking for originally, but they weren't giving it to me. So then I went short. Then they decided to deny the short, and I got out. I got out unscathed. Because I would be down again. I don't want to lose money. I want to teach you guys how to use this market with the least amount of risk possible. That's the plan. Shout out to BitDinex, the awesome exchange, great place to trade. Shout out to MEXC. That's where I've been trading right now. MEXC. Hit the link to MEXC. The least fees of any exchange. You'll pay the least amount of fees. All right. They also have spot trading set up very similar to future trading, which is awesome. Shout out to the Minotaur Trading Bot. Find out more at Minotaur Trading Systems. I'll actually put that in the comments too to make it very easy for you to find. And shout out to anyone that said responded to the poll. We had 644 votes. 40% were short. 30% stayed long. And 25% stayed on their hands. All right, thank you so much as we end that poll. We appreciate it. Shout out to everyone that hit that like button. Let's get to 1,000 likes. If you didn't hit that like button, good karma's coming your way. It's very simple to do. I'd greatly appreciate that. All right. Stamson Surreally taught everyone how to use the stop loss safely. How is he a clown? Yeah, don't worry, man. Don't worry about him, right? God bless everybody, man. I don't listen to anyone that's rude. Yeah. Yeah, don't worry, man. God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here and sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. We'll get you back on the next one. Thursday, we'll be back tomorrow for Friday, and we'll make it. And it's every single day, folks. You're watching many, many days of my trading career. All right? You'll see. Watch me in a whole year. You'll see so many different things. God bless you all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being awesome and kicking it with the Crypto Lifer. I'll catch you all tomorrow for another amazing live stream. I'll be in the trading group throughout the day, and we'll be talking, about the ups and downs. If I see anything in the market, if I scalp, you never know. Today could be one of the biggest days we ever had in the group. I'm always open-minded that anything is possible on any given day. So Bitcoin getting the bounce right now back to the upside. Looks like the 1 minute may be getting back above the 200 moving average. We may get ourselves a bit of a move here. Hey, shout out to everybody here. Thank you for being here. God bless you all. I'll see you in the group and tomorrow. Remember, the secret to success, you know what it is? You know what the secret to success is? Everyone that ever got rich and famous, anyone that ever did anything amazing, Carnegie Steel, right? Anyone that did, innovated an industry, worked so hard until they just basically made a huge impact. You know what happened? You know what it is? You know what the secret is? To my channel, to Derek Jeter, to anyone that was great, to Kobe Bryant, to Tom Brady, you know what the secret is? That every single one of them knew? Every one of them knew this exact same secret. You know what it is? The secret to success. I'm going to tell you guys, the secret to success, this is crazy because every single person that's ever successful knows this secret. The secret to success is getting started.